what is the most epic cosplay that you're looking forward to do in the future?
Well, I have 20% of a Predator cosplay from the movie Predator. It's my own little interpretation of it. Well, not interpretation, more so my own little spin on it. It's got a color scheme that's just my two favorite colors, which is just red and black. So I think that look pretty cool on a Predator. As of right now, it's only 20% done. I got some silicone gloves that are pretty cool. I should have had them on standby. That would be awesome. I also
Oh.
have a latex head that I need to paint up and fill up and whatnot. And I'm planning on making the bodysuit one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today. I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Today's guest is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk to a machine mechanic. Do we know what a machine mechanic does? Well, I think I have an idea, but let's just talk to this guy and find out. Let me introduce our next guest, the one, the only, the amazing Dylan Scott.
Hello, hello. Thanks for
Well,
calling me
thank you
amazing.
for being on the show today.
It's my
Okay,
pleasure.
so you are listed as a machine mechanic. Can you explain to my listeners exactly what that means?
Uh, so machine mechanics pretty broad of a term as it is. So I'm more so work on machines that are known as like floor preparation machines that scrub floors, sweep floors, get the dirt off. Also work on machines that remove concrete, that are grinding away things, anything that's preparing the surface for any other like resin pour or anything like that that you can think of. Those machines break all the time, and I've fixed a couple of thousand of them. It feels like, and
Wow.
anything that has to do with cleanliness and prep is just my specialty, I guess.
So what inspired you to do this type of work?
Well, my dad, being the jack of all trades, was always in the shop. Always had greasy fingers. He was, I guess, my first introduction to the word grease monkey because he's always covered in grease. And I remember as a young child, we worked on many vehicles together. And then I guess I kind of got that bug of being mechanically inclined, as they say, to actually be a mechanic and turn some wrenches and the satisfaction of having something broken go from a pile of nothing to a machine that works 100% just kind of satisfying.
So I see from your bio that you are from Tupelo, Mississippi. So did you grow up building stuff or fixing things after you blow them up?
Uh, I didn't intentionally break things to try to fix it. Sometimes I just broke things to see how it worked. Like,
Mm.
I think one example is I had a PSP back in the day, the old original PSP, and I love that thing. But then it just like broke on me one day, so I decided just to take it apart, see the inners and how it works. I still don't understand how it worked, and I didn't even try to put it back together. But that kind of thing satisfies me because you don't know what's inside something until you open it up. And it's kind of like people, but what you see on the outside is a lot different than what you see on the inside after opening up.
So what's the weirdest thing that you've ever found inside of a broken machine?
What's the weirdest? What?
Item or thing that you found in a machine?
Uh, well, this one's weird, but it's also reoccurring, so it's not rare. But we find lots of razor blades that are stuck in suction hoses, and that is a good way for me to get cut if I'm not wearing gloves, which is, the first step in my job is being safe. So wearing gloves is a must, but having razor blades just everywhere in your job is not the you know
That
funnest thing in the
doesn't
world.
sound good.
No.
So, did you ever get to a broken machine and just have to turn it on?
Yes, many times actually. We have issues where I'm also wearing many hats at the job I have. So not only am I working on machines in a shop where I work, I also have to go out on the road and help customers that have the machines and fix them. And I've had at least 30 instances where I go out there and it's like that old scene from Sling Blades, like, it ain't got no gas in it. So I say, hey, it's got no gas on it. And also, it's not on. So that actually, can mess it up a little bit.
Well, do you ever talk to the machines that you're working on? Like, an example would be like, why don't you work?
Yeah, nothing I can repeat here, but I have said some things to machines. Uh,
So,
I, ne-
what makes
I never give them a name though.
what makes working as a machine mechanic so much fun?
I guess it's like what I said earlier. Having something broken, a problem that maybe only you can solve, and then having it be fixed, and then solving it yourself with what you have at your disposal, which would either be your intellect or your actual tools lying around you, and then going from 0 to 100. That's cool.
So, what's the most common tool that you have to use every single day?
I don't have to use it, but a hammer is very, very, very versatile. Like you can turn anything to a hammer, and anything that's bent or stuck or anything like that, just hit it with a hammer a couple of times,
Oh yeah.
and it's good to go. Just like people.
Well, what's the hardest part about working as a machine mechanic?
Uh, the hardest part is you always have days that you come across a problem that you feel is impossible, and you feel useless, you feel worthless, and you feel like I can't do this because I'm not good enough. And sometimes it takes just to take the step back and just look at it from a different angle. And on top of that, the hardest thing about it is the heat, because 9 times out of 10, any kind of shop you're in has no AC whatsoever. It's just big metal building with no air circulation, and it gets hot. So you gotta stay hydrated. But there's the worst jobs out there that are more demanding on the body and the mind.
Well, if a kid wanted to grow up and be a machine mechanic, what advice would you give him or her?
Don't be afraid to get dirty, and don't be afraid to ask for help when it comes to things. Especially when it comes to, like, if you want to be a mechanic for sure, then ask people that you know that are mechanics, and you'd be surprised about how much insight they have that you can apply to any other job, even if you change your mind about wanting to be a mechanic. Anything that you learn from trying to be mechanically me, like such as problem solving, that's a big, like, one up on the entire world when it comes to being an adult is problem solving, and you can carry that into mechanics or real life.
So, here seems like a good time to take a quick commercial break. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut! That's a wrap! Just use that!
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here talking with Dylan Scott, machine mechanic and cosplayer. Wait, what? So, Dylan,
yeah.
I love sci-fi and cosplay, but what's your favorite cosplay outfit that you enjoy?
Making me choose. That's always the hardest part. Well, as you can see behind me, I'm a big horror fan as well. So I do dress up as some horror characters. But as far as like my go-to cosplay that I've done for the longest time and that I enjoyed the most is a character called Dante from Devil May Cry. I do have a couple of pictures of me in cosplay around here somewhere. I got a whole rack of my jackets over here in the corner you can't see, and I got a giant sword over here you can't see. That's also from my character. But yeah, that's my go-to. My favorite one is this. My favorite video game in general too. So
So do you prefer dressing as like a villain or a hero?
uh, I started out dressing up as a villain. The Joker actually was my very, very first cosplay that I made myself from thrift store materials, and I did it before I even knew what cosplay was. But it's not like I related to the Joker or anything. It's just it was a very fun character at the time to do with the laugh and whatnot. And you should know that when it comes to cosplay, it's not as simple as dressing up as a character. You also emulate the character in speech and
Mm.
mannerisms and everything like that. So being that character is the most fun part. And Joker was a very fun character at the time, but then after a while of almost 10 years of doing it, it was very, very tiresome. Just exhausting character.
So do you make your own outfits or do you buy them from someone?
It's a combination of both. There are some skills out there that I am not equipped with, like when it comes with some latex masks that I use for some characters, and some other things I can, either piece together from the thrift store, give it a nice paint job, weather it up, make it look like it's been through some things, and other things I can build from scratch, like out of EVA foam, which is very, very versatile, and you can make it look like just about anything. And I have done that. It comes to either giant swords or belts made of leather. Um, EVA foam is very versatile, and it's been like a staple of 80% of my cosplays.
So what is the most epic cosplay that you're looking forward to do in the future?
Well, I have 20% of a Predator cosplay from the movie Predator. It's my own little interpretation of it. Well, not interpretation, more so my own little spin on it. It's got a color scheme that's just my two favorite colors, which is just red and black. So I think that would look pretty cool on a Predator. As of right now, it's only 20% done. I got some silicone gloves that are pretty cool. I should have had them on standby. That would be awesome. I also
Hmm.
have a latex head that I need to paint up and fill up and whatnot. And I'm planning on making the bodysuit one day. I'm going to come right back to this spot, but I have this thing that I made. It's one's for my wife because she's going to do a female predator, and she likes Egyptian things. So I made this little, I guess, trophy necklace that you see a lot of the predators have. And then I
Hmm.
made this one with a boa skull for myself, and just like, you know, jabbed it all up from pieces from Hobby Lobby actually. So that's pretty
Huh.
cool.
That seems interesting. So, how do you want people to feel when they see you dressed up? Like, do you let them take pictures of you?
Oh yeah. Uh, Pictures are always welcome. It's weird when they ask me, it's like, "Hey, do you charge for this?" It's like, who charges for this? That's so weird. But it's going to happen all the time at a cosplay convention. But my favorite experiences is always when I do it out in the open where no one's expecting it. Like
Oh, yeah.
re- recently I dressed up as a certain killer clown in a Santa costume out in public, and everyone, the mother wanted to take a picture with me. And I also work a haunted house or haunted farm, I guess, in October as a certain character that dwells campgrounds, and people want to take pictures with me all the time there, and it's always welcome, and I always do it in character too, so that's always more fun.
So, Dylan, in your job, what's the most misunderstood part about your work?
Well, when people hear the word mechanic, they think, "Oh, can you fix my car?" Uh, no, I could try, but there's so many components in the world that need mechanics. People think they have different titles, but it's just mechanic. There's working parts, there's engines on so many things in the world that no one even knows about. Like, I didn't know about the machines that I work on now until I got the job. So that tells you something right there.
So do the guys at work know you do cosplay?
Oh yeah. I had a fun little gag. Actually last year, it was Friday the 13th actually. So I decided to come into work a little early, getting ready for the safety meeting, which we always have in the morning. Just decked out in a hockey mask and a little latex mask underneath. And, my shirt still said my name on it, said Dylan right there, but I just stood there silently waiting for the safety meeting. That was pretty fun. But they also know because one of my coworkers is a good friend of mine. He's at my wedding and he knows me a lot. So
Yeah, and I
cool.
think in June, I think it was Friday the 13th. I'm not sure, but I think it was.
Just a couple of days ago. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
So, who can you say has helped or inspired you the most?
Definitely my wife. I've grown significantly since I met her about 8 years ago, I guess. Started out as a friend. She really helped me just become my own person and whatnot. You also have the, father figures in your world that, instill certain things. My dad was there. He gave me my skills as a mechanic. I think he passed it down to me, either through actually teaching me or just because he birthed me or helped birth me. And it's definitely my wife. She's my biggest fan, and I'm her biggest fan, and she's my best friend. So she inspires me to not only do better at my job, but just in life in general. She's the reason why I'm hitting the gym and trying to get in shape and stay in shape, because one, she's a 10 out of 10, and two, she's just, a really nice person to be around, and I want to be a better person because of her.
So, what's the best advice that you've ever received, and who gave you that advice?
Well, I guess the best advice I ever got, it might sound a little controversial. It's not anything profanity laced or anything like that, but my mom and my grandpa back in the day would say, hey, if somebody starts something with you, you got to finish it. Don't start nothing, and it won't be nothing. But if somebody starts something with you, you got to finish it. And that doesn't have to always be with confrontation. And I've picked that up over the years. It's one of those things you get taught at a young age that evolves into something more as you get older. And when somebody starts something with you, either, negative or positive, it's up to you to either grow that or end it, depending on if it's negative or positive.
So, what message do you want to tell children all over the world about doing the work that you do?
It's okay to do physical and manual labor, and it's actually rewarding. And it's okay to get dirty. It's not, I guess, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no one gatekeeping it. So anyone can do it. Anyone can be a part of it. It could be a really good bonding activity, I guess. It's kind of hard to say because it's a job. But there's many times in life, and when it comes to being a mechanic, you have to ask somebody else for help. And you have to look at things at a different perspective. So if you have that mentality already going in, you'll be doing great.
Well, I know me and my dad are both allergic to something very similar. Manual labor. Symptoms, hot sweats, all that stuff, But on that note, let's take a quick break to pay some bills.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about custom designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we're back here with Dylan Scott, cosplayer, machine mechanic, and actor. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, how do you get involved in acting?
Well, it all started in high school, I guess, when I got the bug. But I was in middle school in Tupelo. I was always getting into fights, so I was like, "The heck with this place." And I transferred to a high school after I graduated from middle school, obviously, in Saltillo, which was completely different people, fresh start and whatnot. And it took me a while to meet and make some friends, but eventually I did. And those friends happened to have a YouTube channel that they made either skits or movies, just full out. It was called Fine Noodles. It was all one word. And I saw their videos, and either I wanted to be a part of the group and I watched all of them and, got inspired that way, or it's just I had that inclination to begin with. So I eventually wrote a script for a funny skit, and it's on YouTube now. It's called Nerd Rage. And that was my introduction to that whole, I guess, world. And yeah, that's how it started, I guess.
So, what is that one skill that every teen should learn before becoming an adult?
You have to know when to say, "I'm sorry." That's it. Some people hold on to a grudge. Some people hold on to resentment and other things. And even if someone has done something bad towards you, you have to learn how to forgive and just say you're sorry, because 9 times out of 10, if you take a step back, you'll know that you're probably at fault for some things too. And learning how to say sorry is a really big, one up on everyone else, because not a lot of people know how to.
So, how do you encourage young people listening to get into the Whoa, okay. Sometimes I slip up. So, how do you encourage young people listening, to get into the machining field?
Well, it's kind of one of those things you just kind of like have to apply. If you're fortunate enough to have a dad like me that works on stuff and has like probably 7 cars in his driveway that he's working on, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just kind of watch and observe and just ask him questions. 1, it'll make your dad feel great. And 2, it's a learning experience, because you're like, "Hey, Dad, I want to learn something. Can you teach me? I'm very interested in it." And if you have that bug, then eventually you'll pick up on it just like, that, and go from there.
So, do you think AI has a positive role in your industry at all? Or are you worried it might take over parts of a job and cost people a living?
I've done some research into it and looked at what AI could do as far as replacing my job, and it's absolutely zero. So I'm good on that part. There are people that help with us getting, I guess, our contracts written out for customers to rent out things. That can be replaced, and hopefully not anytime soon, because I still think AI is in its infancy and this has many, many flaws, obviously. And hopefully it can help do some tasks that no one wants to do instead of the tasks people want to do. Because That's no.
So, what was the biggest mistake that you've ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Biggest mistake I ever made. I guess I never tried to apply myself to things that were outside of my comfort zone to try to figure out what I wanted to do with my life when I was in high school. Because when I was in high school, I had no interest of any kind of career, any kind of field of learning or anything like that. I mean, I was always tasked with, hey, you have to go to college, you have to figure something out, and you have to get a degree in order to get a job. So I just kind of went into community college right out of high school and just did general studies, just aimlessly, you know, sweeping everything. And I came across nothing until eventually I was like, you know what? It's in my blood pretty much. I'm just going to try to become a mechanic and see what happens from there. And that's where I'm at now, and I'm sticking with it. It's the only job I've had since I've been working that I've kept to it.
So, what do you do for fun when you're not working?
Well, I either work on my cosplays, I hang out with my beautiful wife, I play video games, I go to the gym. That's pretty much it, actually.
Well, what's your favorite video game?
Favorite type of video game or favorite video game
Favorite
title?
video game.
Okay. I'm a seasonal guy. So I guess currently at this time I am playing Batman Arkham City, which is an older game, but I'm playing that one again. But my go-to games are always Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. The only reason why I didn't bring those up is because I recently played all of them and beat all of them, so they're not in my wheelhouse right now.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite book to read?
Favorite book to read besides my wife's book. Um, Might sound a little cheesy, but it's the Bible. I just started getting into it recently.
We get
Don't
that a
try
lot.
don't try to ask me which verse is which because I still haven't got there yet. It's just I have a new found respect for it recently, and I'm going back to it and just kind of picking up on things. It's kind of hard for me because I have the King James version still, and I'm not the most intellectual person, so it's kind of hard to decipher some things.
I was just hoping you weren't gonna say an instruction manual.
No, I don't read instruction manuals. I just take things apart, and if it doesn't go back together, then it's the machine's fault, not mine.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show, but that one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
The one story I'm not supposed to tell you about? Oh man, I don't know. I was a good kid. I was a pretty good kid. The worst thing I did, which hopefully my mom's not watching, is she had a cigar one time that she, smoked on occasionally, and I took a couple of puffs on it one day when she wasn't home, and that was the worst thing I did. I mean, granted, I do smoke cigars now, but I'm an adult now, so it's better. But it's something I did that I wasn't supposed to do, obviously.
Okay. Well, is there anything else other than smoking cigars that you think that my listeners would like to know about you and what you do?
Well, I'm really proud of my gym progress that I'm at right now, and that's something that's very beneficial to the youth nowadays, especially with the inclination towards obesity that America is facing. It seems like right now. Um, if you are a young person and either you want to make new friends or you just want to feel better about yourself, then going to the gym is one of the best things you can do. There's so many inspirational quotes from people out there when it comes to physical health and whatnot. And like I said, if you go to the gym, you're bound to make friends unless you go in there with a hood on and don't talk to nobody and just look down the ground all the time. Don't be that person. It can be
Well,
a
do you
very
have a
bonding
Facebook or a
experience.
website for my listeners who want to follow you?
I have an Instagram that's mostly for my cosplays. It's psychotic _ cosplays. I'm very inactive on it right now, but I have been feeling the need to post more things on it recently, so I might do that. So who knows? But other than that, no, I don't really have anything else. I do things for other people's channels, and it goes on there, and I share it. And then if people want to see my ugly mug on a movie or anything, you can just go to their respective channels and whatnot, and I'm happy with that.
Now, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
How much can I bench?
Well, how much?
315.
Ooh,
I'm very, very happy with
that's
that.
good. Can you show me the guns real
Oh,
quick? Can you show them to me?
I don't really have much guns, but it's all in my chest, not my arms.
That's valid. That's valid. That's valid. Well, thank you, Dylan, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I sure can.
I know we're not putting plates on bars, but
That's probably for the best.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your computer solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad, my computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling your computer solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And thank you, Dylan, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're going to do some more multi-step word problems. My dad is always good at finding new problems for me to solve. And today, we're going to talk about a machine mechanic. You might be good at this one, okay? So Carlos is a machine mechanic who fixes and maintains factory machines. He gets called to fix machines at different factories throughout the week. On Monday, he fixed 4 machines, and each one took 2.5 hours. Okay? Now, on Tuesday, he worked on 3 bigger machines, and each one took 4 hours. So, how many total hours did Carlos work on Monday and Tuesday? And if he earns $45 per hour, how much did he make in those 2 days?
Wow. So it's like 14 hours in total, right?
Definitely
No?
not
Wow.
14 hours total.
Oh, man. I messed that up already.
But you know what? I think I got it for you.
Oh,
Well,
thank goodness.
first, this is a real world problem because, it's important to record your time spent on work so you could ensure that you get paid for your time. So, first, you have to figure out the hours, and that's easy. Monday, he did 4 machines, which is times 2.5 hours, or 10 hours. And Tuesdays, he did 3 machines for 4 hours, so 12 hours. That's a very long day, by the way. Now, we add them together and you get 22 hours. So, times it by 45, and you get $990. So, I'll assume he wants more hours then, right? Because, that's a lot more money.
Oh, yeah. More hours, more money, more happiness.
So, Dylan, do you have like a set schedule of jobs for the day, or do you have to wait for people to call?
A little bit of a call wait list, and also whatever comes in at any time. Because I'm a mechanic for a rental company, so when things come off of rent, they come back to here at the shop, and I work on it. So my mantra is the biggest machine gets done first. So if all of them are big machines, I do all of them very fast and make sure to take my time at the same time, which kind of sounds like an oxymoron. But I do try to do my job quickly and efficiently. So,
Well, my teacher said that I would use math every single day. How do you use math with your work?
I kind of failed on it earlier, but I do use math to keep track of my time, like you said, because if I don't keep track of my time, then I can get in trouble with my boss and possibly not get paid for the work that I do, especially if I'm putting 4 hours on a machine that's been a pain in the butt and somebody that's higher up that doesn't see me actually working and getting dirty and whatnot. they'll think, "What have you been doing for 4 hours?" If I don't put that down and put every step that I've done, then I don't get paid for it. Uh, I guess also when it comes to fuel consumption, I use math, but that's just a basic addition and subtraction.
Well, thank you so much, Dylan, for your help with Math Corners.
Glad I could try.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability. This week, we're going to talk about obedience. For me, I think obedience is being fully committed to doing what is pleasing to God. The qualities of obedience are compliance with a good attitude and respect for the laws, and you know when someone's being obedient when they follow instructions willingly and thoroughly. So, I was at my friend's house on a play date with my friend Austin. We were in the middle of a game in multiplayer, so his father came into the room and told Austin to walk the dog since, we would be getting pizza soon. I mean, literally in the middle of our match. I mean, my dad would never do such a thing. Well, Austin quietly paused the game and stood up and walked his dogs out. I mean, he walked them for 20 minutes without hesitation or anger. I know I would have definitely argued with my dad, but I mean, I was taken aback by his respect for his parents, and I know that I would have argued with my dad, which I definitely would have, please. And he returned and we resumed the game without skipping a beat. I mean, I have a lot of respect for the obedience he displayed towards his dad. Maybe I can learn a thing or two from my buddy. So, Dylan, did you see or use obedience at all this week?
Yeah, I use obedience. I unfortunately do have a boss, and I try to be obedient towards what he has to say, and also not try to shed any negative light or anything. But I'm obedient towards my wife too, because her her needs are important to me, and if I'm not obedient to her needs, then I'm not really much of a husband, am I? So
Maybe help her with
that's
her
why.
cosplay sometime,
Yeah, I help her with cosplays, help zip her up, help with dinner, the yarn, or whatever I can. Just
Well, of
try.
all of the Heart of a Lion virtues, which is leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability, which is the one that you see the most?
Mm, I guess obedience is still a thing. That's probably the biggest one because, not like what you said earlier about obedience to God, because if you have obedience to God, then what's going to happen? You're going to not do anything bad, obviously. So therefore, you won't have bad consequences. Therefore, you are also in God's good grace.
But we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Most definitely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Dylan Scott for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about your work as a machine mechanic and your passion for cosplay.
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks for listening to me, I guess.
Do you mind giving your Instagram again for the people who want to follow you?
Sure. My Instagram is psychotic_cosplays. That's not the word underscore. It's just the line that you see. It's called underscore. So psychotic cosplays.
Well, also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show, and I would like to thank WWPR 1490AM, Can298, Soul Radio 24/7, EasyWay TV, and all the other stunts that air my show. And please visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Oh, and Dylan, are you subscribed yet?
I will after this. Totally will.
Okay. I see how it is. Well, on this week, Not Ted says, nice artwork, and Helen Bristol _11 says, love your bloopers, and be sure to leave a comment on my videos, and I might even mention yours at the end of the show. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy. That's a wrap.